Hi, good morning. This is Simon Joseph Nang, student of St. Michael's College of Laguna, taking up Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. Today, I'm going to show you the poem She Walks in Beauty, written by Lord Byron. For a short history about the poem, in June 1814, Lord Byron attended a party at Lady Sitwell's. While at the party, Lord Byron was inspired by the sight of his cousin, the beautiful Mrs. Wilmot, who was wearing a black spangled morning dress. Lord Byron was struck by his cousin's dark hair and fair face, the mingling of various lights and shades. This became the essence of this poem about her. Added to this, in Lord Byron's poem, She Walks in Beauty, the poet praises a woman's beauty. Yet, the poet not only focuses on the external appearance of the woman, but extends his glorification onto the internal aspect of her, making a woman more divine and praiseworthy. First, we'll discuss the meaning of the poem, and later consider some of the poetic mechanisms and the form that the poet used to make his poem richer. Let's begin. The first stanza of the poem describes the physical appearance of the woman. Byron starts the poem with the praises, or the praise, "She walks in beauty, like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies." That was for the first and the second line of the poem in the first stanza. Here, the poet creates an image of dark, clear sky with twinkling stars and makes a contrast between brightness and darkness. This contrast could mean diverse things such as black hair and white skin, or deep black eyes and clear white parts of the eye. The image created by this contrast represents the cloth the woman is wearing, a black dress with sparkles on it. In the next line, all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect and her eye. That was for the third and fourth lines of the poem. We see how the opposite characteristics of darkness and brightness mentioned in previous lines reappear to mingle and create a wonderful harmony. In the last two lines of this stanza, we see another contrast in imagery. The darkness and brightness from lines above mellowed in the fifth line to become a tender light, and this gets contrasted with the expression "good day," which is in the sixth line, which inheres a negative connotation of excessiveness. That the woman that the poet is praising is in great balance. Opposites meet in the woman to create a calm, soft image, so on and so forth. Let's go on the second stanza. The second stanza of She Walks in Beauty by Lord Byron continues to praise the woman's appearance. But starting from line 11, the poem extends this external beauty onto the woman's personality. In the praise, quote unquote, "had impaired the nameless grace," in the 8 lines, the poet tells us that the woman's face is in such a perfect portion that just a slight change would damage it. From the expression "half impaired," we could once again draw out two significant meanings. First, it could mean that although the balance is destroyed, the beauty will still be half marvelous because it is only half impaired. Or, if we focus on the notion of imperfection, when something is in half, the poet might be emphasizing the current, greatly balanced status of the woman's appearance, which should not be destroyed. The expression nameless grace in the eighth line is also significant. By adding the word nameless in the front of the word grace, the poet enlarged the woman's beauty and greatness, thereby suggesting it as something so priceless that can't be defined nor expressed as a name. We could also understand that the woman has a black hair from the expression which waved in every raven thread that was in the ninth line, compared with conventional qualities of quote-unquote beauty during the time when Byron wrote this poem. Black hair, which this woman has, is extraordinary. This distinctiveness amplifies the woman's beauty as she distinguishes herself from others. Lastly, in the last two lines, where thoughts serenely sweet express how pure, how dear their dwelling place, that was in the 11 and 12 lines. We start to see how the woman's inner beauty is reflected in her appearance, dwelling place, which is where the mind and the spirit belong. It's also sweet and pure. With this perfect inner quality added to her external beauty, the woman becomes more perfect as she possesses beauty inside out. However, the last stanza also talks both about the woman's inner and outer characteristics. Her cheek and her smiles are beautiful. In the praises, days in goodness spent, mind at peace, and he whose love is innocent. That was in the 16, 17, and 18 lines of the poem. We understand that the woman's inner thoughts are also as pure and graceful just as her appearance. As in previous stanzas, he once again shows that the theme of this poem, which is the woman's physical beauty along with her internal beauty. So, let's analyze the form of She Walks in Beauty by Lord Byron. First, the dramatic situation is the beauty of a woman and the appreciation of it. The poem is structured in 3 stanzas, each 6 lines in them, lines rhyming at AB, AB, AB. Each verse has 8 syllables. Now, the theme of the poem is exceptional beauty, found within a woman. The poem proceeds to explain the different aspects of her beauty. The grammar seems to another era, for we typically don't write sentences like, and all that's best of dark and bright, or meet in her aspects and her eyes, especially without punctuation and long sentences. The syntax and dictions of themselves are unique to present or to present day, with words like line and over, for us, over. While the meaning of the poem is that a woman walks in outmost beauty with beautiful aspects to her eyes, grace, face, smile, cheeks, and brow. The imagery is concluded throughout the poem when describing the woman. For example, which waves in every raven trance, or softly lightens over her face. The figure of speech includes the title and the first four words of the poem. She walks in beauty, for one can't literally walk in beauty. Important words from the poem include beauty, love, and pure, because they contain strong meaning. Added to this, the tone of the poem is sweet and a bit sappy for the author. Seems to be idolizing this woman a bit. For the literary devices that used in the poem, the alliteration there is the line of cloudless climes and starry skies. The simile, she walks in beauty, like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies. The metaphor that used in the poem is in the line that says, the light on the woman's face is the softness of her beauty. The diction, the vocabulary is clear and comprehensible. So, ladies and gentlemen, just what I've discussed to you is what I know about the poem, She Walks in Beauty. I hope that you learned something from it. Once again, I'm Simon Namo, a student of the Impangos College of Laguna, saying goodbye and thank you.